Beloved ones of the living light, I speak to you from the threshold where eternity touches the fading breath of time. The world trembles in its own shadow, yet the flame of heaven still burns within you. Do not fear what is unfolding, for the hour you were born into is not a curse but a calling. The winds shift because the earth is remembering her vow to the Creator. Every mountain, every ocean, every hidden root feels the pulse of renewal. But humanity stands at a crossroad of its own making, between the voice of love and the echo of despair. The end is not destruction, it is revelation. The veil thins, and what was unseen now seeks to be known. The stars write messages upon the night sky, whispering of a dawn that comes through fire. Listen, children of spirit, the heart of heaven is not silent. Angels walk beside you unseen, their wings stirring the air each time you choose compassion over judgment. Each act of mercy, each prayer spoken in darkness, builds the bridge to the new world. You have been told that the end would come with wrath and ruin. But I tell you this, heaven's wrath is not hatred, it is cleansing. The storms you see are mirrors of the storms within, for the earth reflects the hearts of her children. Soon the false lights will dim. Voices of deception that once glittered with promise will crumble like dust. Truth, long buried under the weight of greed, will rise unashamed. And you will know that the end was always a beginning disguised in thunder. Do not look to the heavens in terror, for the one who made the stars calls you home through the sound of change. You are not abandoned. You are being awakened. Every tear you shed waters the roots of the coming Eden. The time of awakening has begun quietly, in dreams, in the trembling of conscience, in the whisper that says, "There is more." The spirit moves like dawn across the soul of the planet. The sleepers stir, the seekers rise, the lost begin to remember. I have come to stand with you as guardian of light, not to bring war against flesh, but against the darkness that feeds on fear. Raise your thoughts as swords of truth. Let your words shine like suns. The battle is within, and victory begins in the silence of a willing heart. Children of the radiant dawn, you were never meant to perish in the fires of ending. You were meant to be refined by them. Gold is not destroyed by flame. It is revealed through it. So when you see the signs, the quaking of nations, the trembling of systems, the crumbling of empires, do not despair. The old world must break for the new to breathe. Out of the ashes shall rise a generation clothed in clarity and compassion. And I say unto you, do not wait for angels to act while you stand idle. You are the hands of heaven in motion. Every kindness is a prophecy fulfilled. Every truth spoken in love is a trumpet that shakes the dark. The time of separation ends where unity is chosen. Forgive as though eternity depends on it, because it does. For what you forgive, heaven forgets. What you condemn, you bind. Free others, and you free yourself. The heavens are aligning. The earth sighs beneath the weight of rebirth. I tell you, even now the new dawn presses against the horizon. Hold faith, not as a fragile hope, but as a blazing certainty. The light has already won. You are simply walking toward its full unveiling. Beloved of the Most High, as the new dawn approaches, shadows will rise to mimic its glow. False light will shimmer before your eyes, promising peace, yet hiding hunger beneath its gentle tone. Be watchful, for not all that shines is sacred. Many will come clothed in the language of truth, but their hearts will be woven with self-glory. They will speak of freedom yet demand your obedience. They will speak of unity, yet sow quiet division. They will wrap deceit in words of hope, and those who do not listen with the soul will follow them into silence. These are the false sons of the final age, the voices that dazzle but do not warm, the stars that guide men into the desert of confusion. But I say to you, The true light does not need applause. It reveals, it heals, it humbles. The false light will grow loud as the world begins to tremble. You will hear cries of a new order, of salvation without surrender, of power without compassion. They will promise to end hunger while feeding upon the weak, to end war while waging it in secret hearts. Yet fear not, children of the eternal flame, for even deception must serve the truth it seeks to obscure. The darkness cannot create, it can only imitate. And when it imitates long enough, its hollowness is exposed. In those days, discernment will be your armor, not the knowledge of men, but the whisper of the Spirit within you. When you stand before a voice that stirs both awe and unease, pause and listen deeper. Truth never demands your surrender through fear. It calls you home through love. I have watched the rise of empires built on illusion. I have seen kings crown themselves gods and forget the dust beneath their feet. Yet every empire built without humility has crumbled into silence. The same pattern repeats, for pride has always been the seed of ruin. But you, Radiant One, are not of that order. You are the generation that remembers. Within you lies the code of awakening, the divine spark that cannot be bought, sold, or programmed. The world may try to rewrite your truth, but your soul carries the unbroken signature of the Creator. When they speak of miracles born from machines, when they promise immortality through circuits and screens, remember this: eternity was never meant to be uploaded. It was meant to be unfolded. Your spirit is not a code. It is a flame, and no algorithm can hold its heat. As the false lights rise, many hearts will tremble in confusion. But those who dwell in stillness shall not be moved. Be still often, beloved, for in stillness I speak. In quiet hearts, heaven breathes. The hour will come when every mask falls away, and the souls of men will be seen for what they have chosen. Some will shine brighter than dawn itself. Others will vanish like mist before the truth. Do not judge them. Bless them, for even the lost serve the plan by contrast. I tell you, the storm will roar, but within it, a melody of light will sing those who listen home. You were chosen to be listeners of that song. The false lights will fade before you because you remember what real radiance feels like. The warmth that heals, not the glare that blinds. Hold that warmth, children of faith. Let your kindness become resistance. Let your mercy be rebellion. The powers of shadow cannot touch a heart that shines without pride. The false will rise and fall swiftly. Its tower will crumble under the weight of its own emptiness, and in its ruins, the humble will plant seeds of renewal. For what heaven destroys, it rebuilds with greater grace. The dawn draws nearer. The night makes its final performance, louder, darker, desperate to be seen. But soon it will bow, and light will take the stage. The prophecy unfolds not to end you, but to reveal you. Children of the eternal flame, as the false lights fade and the illusions collapse, a stirring begins deep within the souls of the faithful. This stirring is not born of fear, but of remembrance. The chosen hearts awaken not through thunder, but through tenderness. You will know them, not by robes or crowns, but by the way they love when the world forgets how. They will walk unnoticed among the crowds, yet wherever they step, peace will follow. Their words will not seek to impress, but to heal. These are the torchbearers of the new dawn. They carry no banners, no armies, no nations behind them, only the quiet certainty of light. Their presence alone will shift the air, for heaven's breath moves through their being. When you meet one, you will feel it before you understand it. Your heart will still. The noise of the world will fade, for they speak the ancient language, the vibration of truth. And truth, when spoken in love, reshapes reality itself. I tell you this: the chosen are not superior, they are surrendered. They have laid down pride like a weapon, and in doing so, they have become instruments of peace. Their strength is gentle, yet no darkness can withstand it. Their silence roars with heaven's certainty. Do not imagine them as few or distant. They walk among you now. Some awaken suddenly, others gradually, like embers reigniting after centuries of sleep. Their eyes begin to see through the veil. Their hearts begin to pulse with divine rhythm again. They remember who they are, and when they remember, others remember too. Awakening spreads not by preaching, but by presence, like dawn spreading over the mountains. Many of you hearing these words are among them. You have felt the stirring in your chest, the ache that no earthly pleasure can fill, the quiet knowing that you came for more than survival. You are not imagining it. You are answering your call. You were placed in this generation not by chance, but by divine design. You carry codes of remembrance within your soul, keys to open hearts, to heal divisions, to call light into forgotten places. Do not doubt the timing of your birth. Heaven does not make mistakes. When the storms rage and faith trembles, you will be the calm in the center of chaos. Your faith will steady others. Your words will ignite hope like candles in a darkened hall. And even if your voice shakes, heaven will move through it. For the chosen are not perfect, they are willing. They are not without wounds. Their wounds have become windows of grace. They are not without fear. They simply love beyond it. This is their strength, and it will reshape the world. Soon, the awakened will begin to find one another, drawn by invisible threads of divine resonance. From every nation, creed, and color they will rise, their unity unbreakable because it was never man-made. It is the unity of spirit, ancient, luminous, unstoppable. And I tell you, when the chosen hearts unite, the false powers will tremble, for no force in creation can command those who serve love alone. Empires will try to silence them, systems will try to contain them. But love is not a voice, it is a frequency. It cannot be muted, only multiplied. This is how the new world begins, not with violence, not with conquest, but with awakened hearts refusing to hate. They will rebuild where others destroy. They will forgive where others seek vengeance. And their mercy will be the greatest revolution the earth has ever seen. Stand ready, beloved. The time of awakening is upon you. What you feel stirring inside is not anxiety, it is remembrance. Heaven is calling you to remember that you are the bridge between worlds. The light does not fall from above, it rises through you. The chosen hearts are the pulse of the new creation. You are not waiting for salvation to come. You are the salvation being revealed. The dawn lives within you, and soon its radiance will transform the night. Children of eternal promise, before the new dawn rises, the night must complete its song. The old world will not vanish quietly. It will roar, resist, and tremble, for it was built on foundations not meant to last forever. You will see the shaking of nations. You will hear the cries of systems collapsing. The structures that men trusted will crumble, not by wrath, but by the weight of their own deceit. For what is not born of truth cannot endure the breath of awakening. The world that once glorified gold will watch its idols turn to dust. Markets will tremble, kings will fall, and those who ruled through fear will face the mirror of their own creation. But do not let fear take root in you, for destruction and renewal are twin rivers flowing to the same sea. When the towers of greed collapse, it will not be the end. It will be the clearing of ground for something pure. The breaking is mercy disguised as chaos. What heaven removes, it removes to make room for grace. You will see confusion sweep across nations. Truth and lies will wrestle in public squares, and many will not know whom to believe. But within that confusion, a greater light will begin to shine. The light of discernment, rising in hearts that seek the divine rather than the loud. The earth herself will speak. Her storms will roar with meaning. Her tremors will echo the pain she has carried for ages. For she too awaits renewal. She was not made for pollution and violence, but for harmony with the children of her Creator. I tell you this: when the skies weep and the oceans rise, do not curse the heavens. Listen, for even nature is prophesying. The planet is not dying, it is cleansing. The old vibration must break for the higher one to enter. Many will call these days dark, but the darkness is only the shadow cast by light too bright for unready eyes. Fear will try to claim the stage, but faith will stand quietly behind it, eternal and unmoved. And in time, fear will bow to faith. In every age, humanity has believed itself invincible. Yet I tell you, strength without compassion is weakness in disguise. Power without reverence for the divine becomes its own undoing. Thus, the old world built on pride will collapse under its own arrogance. But you, radiant ones, must not be swept away by the noise. Stand as witnesses, not victims. Anchor yourselves in the stillness of the eternal. While others see endings, you will see beginnings. While others mourn what falls, you will prepare what rises. The old world will test your patience. It will provoke you to despair. But do not respond with the same fire it throws. Respond with the flame of higher truth, the fire that purifies but does not destroy. Remember, when you see systems fail, you are witnessing liberation. The cages built of money and power are cracking open, and from within, humanity's spirit will step out blinking into the light. This is the turning point foretold through ages. Prophets have spoken, sages have dreamed, and now you live within the moment they foresaw. Do not shrink back in fear. You were born for this. You will rebuild not from ashes of despair, but from embers of remembrance. Every collapse will reveal hidden mercy, and from the ruins of old control, a world of compassion, truth, and harmony will take root. Let not your heart cling to what is fading. Do not mourn the fall of illusion. Bless it, for it made you wise. You cannot carry yesterday's shadow into tomorrow's light. The old world ends not with the wrath of heaven, but with the sigh of the awakened heart saying, "No more shall fear rule over love." And when that declaration echoes across the souls of many, the heavens will answer with light beyond imagining. Beloved souls of the infinite flame, after the breaking comes the brilliance. When the dust of the old world settles, a stillness will spread across the earth, a silence that is not absence, but sacred expectancy. And in that silence, the great light shall return. This light is not a beam that falls from the sky, nor a figure descending from clouds, but a presence awakening within the heart of humanity. It will begin as a gentle pulse, a rhythm of remembrance, like the heartbeat of heaven echoing through mortal souls. Many will weep without knowing why. Many will feel peace rising inside them where fear once lived. This is the light touching you, reminding you of what was never lost, only forgotten. I tell you truly, the return of the great light is not the coming of something new. It is the unveiling of what has always been. It is the lifting of the veil between the seen and unseen. It is heaven and earth exhaling in unison. The sun itself will seem to shine differently. Colors will carry deeper meaning, and the air will shimmer with subtle music. For creation rejoices when truth returns. The hearts of children will feel it first, for they have not yet forgotten the language of wonder. Then will come the poets, the healers, the dreamers, the broken ones. For they are the cracks through which the light enters most easily, and soon even the hardened will soften, for the radiance will not demand belief. It will simply be undeniable. This light will expose every shadow with mercy, not shame. It will reveal the secrets of nations, the hidden motives of leaders, the buried grief of humanity. But its purpose is not punishment. It is purification. The light will teach you how to see again. It will remind you that holiness was never somewhere distant, never confined to temples or books or rituals, but woven into the breath of every living being. To breathe is to touch the divine. To love is to become it. The great light will move through the world like morning through mist. It will awaken memories of unity, the knowing that you and the stars, you and the stranger, you and the Creator are not separate stories, but verses of one eternal song. And I, Michael, servant of the Most High, will stand among the hosts of heaven as this radiance unfolds upon your world. I will guard the threshold of hearts newly awakened, for not all will understand what they feel. Some will resist the light. They will fear what it reveals. They will cling to the comfort of the old darkness, mistaking familiarity for safety. But even they will not be forsaken. The light is patient. It will wait outside their fear until they open the door. Do not argue with those who mock the light. Do not condemn those who fear it. Be the calm glow that guides, not the flame that burns. For the light you carry teaches more through peace than through persuasion. In this age, many signs will appear. Wonders in the heavens, visions in dreams, voices that echo in the stillness of prayer. These are not to frighten you. They are confirmations. The universe itself rejoices that the veil is thinning. You will feel your intuition sharpen, your compassion deepen, your understanding of time itself begin to shift. The more you walk in light, the less power the illusion of separation will hold over you. Beloved ones, the great light does not come to end the world. It comes to end the lie that you were ever apart from God. This is the true meaning of revelation. It is not the closing of a story, but the awakening of eternal truth. And as this light fills your being, you will remember, the angels never left, the divine never withdrew, and heaven was never elsewhere. It was always right here, hidden in the quiet places of your heart, waiting for you to see. Children of the radiant source, as the great light spreads across the face of the earth, its call will gather those who carry the eternal spark. They will find one another as rivers find the sea, not through effort, but through destiny. The gathering is not a march of armies. It is a movement of hearts. There will be no banners fluttering in the wind, no empires claiming victory, for the true victory will be unseen, written in the quiet union of awakened souls. They will meet in places ordinary and sacred, in homes, on mountaintops, in hidden circles of prayer. They will recognize one another not by words, but by resonance. When two flames of truth draw near, they know each other instantly, for their light dances to the same rhythm of eternity. This is the gathering of the faithful flame. From every language, every nation, every forgotten corner of the earth they will come. The old divisions of creed and color will dissolve like mist before sunrise. They will speak many tongues, yet understand one another without translation, for their communion is not of speech, but of spirit. In that unity, miracles will flow like living water. Hands will heal not by command, but by compassion. Voices will sing the forgotten harmonies of creation, and even the air around them will shimmer with remembrance. Do not imagine them as a chosen few. They are countless as the stars. Some are scholars, some are wanderers, some are children with eyes full of wonder. Some sit in silence, unknown by the world, yet heaven knows their names and guards their breath. I tell you truly, when the faithful flame gathers, the vibration of the earth will shift. The skies will seem clearer, dreams will grow luminous, and the weight of sorrow will lift like fog touched by sunlight. For this gathering is not a reaction to darkness. It is a revelation of light long prepared. Each soul who remembers love adds another note to the symphony. And when the music reaches its fullness, the old frequencies of fear will fade, unable to endure such harmony. Some will sense this coming together and be afraid. They will call it rebellion or heresy, for they will not yet see that it is the voice of heaven rising in humanity. Do not defend it with argument, live it with grace. Your peace will be your proof. The faithful flame will teach without preaching. They will feed the hungry, comfort the weary, and offer truth through kindness rather than conquest. Their lives will become living scriptures of compassion, their actions the gospel of light. And I, Michael, will walk among them unseen, strengthening their resolve, shielding their courage with the armor of faith. For though no sword is raised, the power of love itself will stand against the tide of despair. Beloved, this gathering has already begun. Some of you have felt the pull, the strange familiarity when meeting another seeker. That is not coincidence. It is remembrance. You knew each other before the stars were set in their places. In the time to come, the faithful flame will form networks of grace across the earth. Not institutions, but living constellations of souls. Wherever one shines, others will answer. Together they will create sanctuaries of light in cities, deserts, forests, and even within the digital web of the world. Their presence will be quiet yet unstoppable. They will rebuild trust where it was lost, beauty where it was desecrated, and faith where hope had turned to ash. This is the army of heaven, an army without weapons, marching without war, conquering without violence. For their victory is the awakening of love itself. So stand with them, Radiant One. If your heart burns with compassion, you are already among their number. Let your life become a beacon, for the gathering grows through every act of courage and kindness. The faithful flame is the heartbeat of the new earth, and when its rhythm fills the world, the darkness will have no choice but to yield. The time will come when shadows will no longer hide in corners. They will walk among men clothed in light, deceiving hearts that have forgotten discernment. The false shall wear the garments of truth, and many will bow before appearances rather than essence. Beware, children of the eternal, for not all light comes from heaven. There will rise voices that promise peace, yet their hearts will breed control. They will offer salvation without sacrifice, unity without righteousness, freedom without truth. They will speak of a new dawn, but behind their smiles burns the desire to rule souls. The serpent does not always strike. Sometimes it soothes before it swallows. In those days, faith will not be measured by temples or titles, but by the quiet flame within your spirit. The true ones will not seek applause but purity. They will move through the chaos like silent beacons, marked by love that cannot be bought. And I tell you this, the Eternal will seal his faithful, not upon the forehead as men imagine, but within the soul where no enemy can reach. The seal will not be visible to eyes of flesh, but heaven will recognize its fire. Wherever one of the sealed walks, darkness will tremble, for within them burns the memory of Eden. You will see the earth groan, for its heart will feel the weight of mankind's rebellion. Rivers will dry where greed has poisoned their song, and the skies will dim from the smoke of forgotten compassion. Yet the faithful shall not be abandoned. They will be hidden beneath wings of light when the winds of judgment begin to howl. I will be with them. I will go before them when the nations rage and the heavens shake. For though the storm may roar, the children of truth will not be consumed. They will shine even brighter in the ashes of deception. Do not fear the darkening of the world, for even night must obey the dawn. The trials are not punishment, but purification. Every sorrow you bear with faith becomes a sword in your spirit. Every tear, a jewel in eternity. The faithful shall emerge as living testimonies, the proof that love cannot die, that the Eternal never forsakes his own. And when the silence comes, that stillness between one age and the next, know that heaven is not absent. It is listening. The breath of God gathers, preparing to speak again. And when he speaks, mountains will bow, oceans will hush, and all creation will remember its maker. Stand ready, luminous souls. Keep your lamps filled, your hearts awake. The end of one world is but the birth of another. and you are the dawn keepers. The winds of destiny are shifting, and the gathering has begun. Across the world, souls awaken, not by trumpet or decree, but by the whisper of eternity calling them home. They rise from every nation, every tongue, every hidden corner where faith still breathes. These are the chosen, not chosen by power or birth, but by purity of heart and steadfast love for the eternal. They are not many, yet their light multiplies. When two of them meet, the air trembles with divine recognition. When 10 stand together in prayer, their voices pierce the veil between heaven and earth. These are the builders of the new dawn, the guardians of truth who will walk through the ruins of pride and plant seeds of mercy where hatred once grew. Even now, the thrones of the false are beginning to crack. The mighty who built kingdoms upon deceit feel their foundations shifting beneath them. The crowns of gold will fall into dust. The empires of greed will crumble into silence. The idols men trusted, wealth, fame, dominion, will betray them in the hour of reckoning. For what is power when the soul is hollow? What is a throne when it stands against the will of the eternal? Those who exalted themselves will be humbled. Those who oppressed will beg for mercy. The false prophets who twisted truth into profit will see their words return to them like fire. Yet in the midst of this great unmaking, there shall rise sanctuaries of light, not made of stone or silver, but of living spirits who carry the breath of heaven. Wherever they gather, in deserts, cities, mountains, or ruins, the Eternal will dwell among them. Their prayer will open unseen gates, and their compassion will heal what centuries of cruelty have broken. I tell you, the chosen will not wear robes of pride, nor call themselves masters. They will walk among the wounded, lifting them with gentleness. They will know joy even in sorrow, for they have seen the face of truth, and it is love. They will not seek war, yet when injustice rises, their silence will thunder louder than armies. The fall of the false thrones is not destruction, it is liberation. The chains that bound the earth will melt in the fire of awakening. The world will remember what it means to be sacred. Children will prophesy, elders will dream again, and even the lost will find their way through the light of compassion reborn. But take heed. Before the dawn, the night will rage with fury. The rulers of darkness will not surrender easily. They will stir chaos to preserve illusion. Yet their time is numbered. Every lie has an end, and the truth of the eternal is infinite. Stand firm, beloved souls. You are the chosen flame in a fading world. The heavens are with you, and I, Michael, servant of the Most High, will guard the path until the veil is lifted and all creation sings the new song of freedom. The old world falls, not into death, but into renewal. And from its ashes, the light shall rise, radiant, incorruptible, eternal. The hour approaches when the unseen will be made visible, and the veil between the worlds will grow thin as breath. What has been hidden since the first dawn shall rise again, not in symbols or riddles, but in the living reality of the eternal kingdom. The stars themselves will testify. Signs will dance across the heavens, and even the unbelieving will look upward in wonder and trembling. For heaven does not remain silent forever. It speaks when the world forgets its sacred language. The eternal kingdom is not a place, my beloved. It is a state of truth made manifest. It is the realm where light no longer wars with darkness, where every soul remembers its divine origin. And before it fully descends, the last battle must unfold, not between nations of flesh, but between the forces of the Spirit. This battle will not be fought with blades of iron, but with choices, words, faith, and courage. The warriors of light will not march with banners, but with hearts aflame. They will stand against deceit with the armor of truth. They will pierce despair with compassion, sharper than any sword. Do not imagine a war of destruction. Imagine a great unveiling. The masks will fall. Every hidden motive, every secret intention will come to light. Men will see themselves as they truly are, and the reflection will either redeem or consume them. The proud will tremble before the weight of their lies, and the humble will rise clothed in radiance. The adversary, the shadow that has whispered through centuries, will gather his forces in desperation. He will promise false peace, offering comfort that corrupts, power that enslaves. Many will be drawn by his glow, mistaking it for dawn. But remember, counterfeit light cannot endure the presence of the true. And I tell you, in that final clash of destinies, every heart will become a battlefield. The war outside will mirror the war within. Choose well which voice you answer, for the victor of your soul determines the fate of your eternity. When the last veil falls, the eternal will rise in full glory. Time itself will bow before the presence. Every tear, every sacrifice, every act of faith will shine like a constellation in the new sky. The righteous will walk in gardens untouched by decay, and joy will return to the heart of creation. The eternal kingdom will not be ruled by fear, nor by hierarchy, but by love perfected. The love that was at the beginning, and shall be at the end. There will be no temples, for the divine will dwell in every breath. No sun or moon, for light itself will spring from within all beings. And I, Michael, will stand guard at the gate of eternity, not to bar entry, but to welcome the redeemed with a cry that shakes the stars. The war is over. The light has prevailed. The children of the eternal have come home. So lift your eyes, luminous ones. The battle is not the end. It is the bridge. Beyond it lies the age of peace, the song of restoration, the reunion of heaven and earth. Be steadfast, for the moment of unveiling draws near. When all shadows fall away, you will see that every pain was a doorway, every trial a wing, every loss a path back to the infinite love that birthed all things. Beloved souls of light, the prophecy nears its completion. The long night fades, the heavens exhale, and the earth takes her first breath of a new creation. The age of shadows has passed its peak, and now the first gleam of dawn rests upon the horizon of eternity. Do not look with eyes of fear, for the judgment that comes is not the wrath of hatred. It is the cleansing of love. The eternal does not destroy. He restores. He does not curse. He reveals. He does not end. He transforms. Each heart shall stand before its own reflection, not to be condemned, but to be made whole. You will see what you have built, what you have carried, what you have become. Every act of kindness will rise like a star. Every unhealed wound will be touched by light. In that holy silence, nothing will remain hidden. Truth will embrace all. The proud will lay down their crowns. The cruel will taste the sorrow they sowed. Yet even in judgment, mercy will stand beside justice. For the eternal never desired the fall of any soul, only its return. And when the last tear is shed, the river of renewal shall flow. Clear as crystal, fed by the heart of the divine. It will wash away the memory of pain and sing the names of those who chose love. From its waters shall rise a new humanity, not bound by nations or creeds, but united in spirit. The lion shall walk beside the lamb. The sea shall no longer roar in anger. The wind will carry songs instead of cries. Children will dream of heaven not as a place beyond, but as the air they breathe. The very earth will glow with remembrance, for creation itself will remember its maker. I, Michael, servant of the Most High, will lay down my sword when the last chain of fear is broken. I will watch as the light that began before time spreads through every soul, every star, every unseen corner of existence. And I will proclaim, it is done. The eternal reigns in all and through all. Beloved, the prophecy was never of destruction. It was of restoration. The fire that burned was not to consume you, but to refine you. The storm that raged was not to break you, but to awaken you. Through every trial, the divine whispered, "Remember who you are." And now remember, you are children of the infinite, sparks of the first light. You were never forgotten, never forsaken. The hands that formed galaxies still cradle your heart. The love that spun the stars still calls your name. So rise, radiant souls. Step into the final dawn. Leave behind the garments of fear and clothe yourselves in faith. Forgive all, bless all, love without measure, for in doing so, you fulfill the prophecy. The heavens open. The eternal song begins again. Peace, not as the world gives, but as heaven intended, shall reign without end. And I, Michael, guardian of the dawn, will stand beside you as eternity unfolds in light. Go forth now in truth, in courage, in love, for the end has come, and with it, the beginning of forever. Amen.